Tobias on the hill. Tobias on the hill.
That was crazy.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Not Adele. That's it. No.
Talking about the experience.
Beyonce is queen. She's amazing. So it was the craziest experience. The UN, for the first time since like 1970, I think it was like in the 70s, it was the first time they'd ever had an artist perform in the UN, in the General Assembly. It was back in 2012, and I was, at the time, I was one of 5 nominees for the VH1 Do Something Award, which was for people who were 25 and under who were doing good things. And they were, sort of highlighting our work and our cause, and then they brought us out there, and we got to go, before the performance, we had to go backstage and meet Beyonce and meet the Undersecretary General for Humanitarian Affairs, Valerie Amos, who's amazing, and her work's incredible. And we didn't get like a ton of time, but it was sort of one of those moments where you're like, you're Beyonce, and she was very sort of like statuesque, but I don't mean statuesque, like she just has this presence, you know what I mean? Like you walk, she just like, she walks in and is just engaged and there, but not in a like weird way. It's just like, holy Moses, you're just this really cool person. And thankfully I knew, so I was like, her husband, no big deal, also happens to serve on the UN's Council for Water and Sanitation in the world. And so I was able to drop that in the very brief comment.
On this episode of Tobias on the Hill, co-founder and CEO of the Thirst Project, Seth Maxwell.
I learned about the global water crisis while I was in school. Not at school. I had a friend who was a photojournalist who was the first person to expose me to the water crisis. Waterborne diseases, as I learned then, kill more people every year than literally AIDS, malaria, all world violence, including war combined. It was just this crazy idea. So I started researching, honestly. Found out as much information as I could around this issue, and at first had that moment that I think we all have, where I was like, I'm overwhelmed by this issue. This is a huge issue. I'm tiny up against it. I'm one 19-year-old college student at that point. What can I really do to help anybody? So basically, sort of forgot about it, but it kept coming up and I kept thinking about it, and so I just started talking about it to my friends at school. I was like, guys, you have no idea what's going on in the world. We have to do something. And we started a club aimed at raising awareness of this issue on our college campus. And it was from that we started doing some things around LA, started doing some awareness initiatives, met a few other people who went to other schools. And particularly there were two people in particular who said, hey, would you guys come to our school and basically tell our friends what you're doing? We want to see if we can do something similar. So we said, okay, sure. Went and spoke at these 2 schools, kind of forgot about it until about a month later. They had done fundraisers and checks show up in the mail for $12,000, and that was really the moment when we realized there was tremendous untapped potential in young people around this issue, that no one was activating or educating people our age around this issue. And so we created the Thirst Project, and what we do today is we travel across the country on a school tour, speaking at middle schools, high schools, colleges, universities, to educate students about this issue, and then challenge those students to take action in their local communities, fundraise, and actually build real water projects. Whether it's your birthday, whether it's the holidays, give up something and ask the people in your world to donate $25 or your age in dollars, whatever it is, to help raise funds. If that's not something you want to do, run a marathon for Thirst Project. Bring us to your school. If we're not in your school or your kid's school, reach out to us. You can email us at info@thirstproject.org, or find us online at just thirstproject.org and connect us to bring us to your school. But yeah, like I said, just get involved.
To me, Seth as the face of Thirst is so much more powerful than just Seth, some actor in LA, amongst the millions of actors here. What did you have a moment where you kind of realized that this might have been a bigger calling for you?
We were all in acting school. We were all here for like one very clear thing. And all my friends were like, well, yeah, you should do that. Like someone else should do that thing. And it became really clear, like, well, if someone doesn't do this, like it's gonna die.
Right.
And I just remember like there was a moment where I was at home, I was like cleaning my apartment, and I had just graduated. Like my parents had come out from Indiana. I graduated, and was sort of like, okay, like now you're gonna go like do the actor thing. You're gonna go like pay off this degree basically. And I remember calling my mom after like staying up at night and just really wrestling with it and being like, I feel like not only like I should do this, like I want to do this. Like I want to do it as badly as I wanted to act, which to that point in time, like nothing else, I was like, I never wanted to be like, oh, I want to be an accountant, or I want to be a teacher, and any like other super worthy, noble thing that I'd never really felt as drawn to. But there was something about it that I really loved, and I think what that is, and I've tried to connect with this as much as I can throughout the last 6.5, 7 years of building this is, one of the best things I think I have ever done as a leader is know the many, many things that I am not good at, and find really great people who are amazing at those things, and bring them around the table. And the way that I've done that is by doing what I'm great at, which is what I came here to act for, which is I love telling stories. And I still get to tell stories every day. I tell this very real story of very real people who are in a situation that's almost as unbelievable as any other script being pitched in this town right now. And yet, if I do my job well, if I tell that story well, people get to live.
If you enjoyed this interview, leave a comment or press the like button. Click on one of our previous episodes above, and don't forget to subscribe to Tobias on the Hill.